Folks, this is Wager Detective here. This report's getting done late, but I had to format everything to get this right. We're going to cap on the fly here the Montreal Canadiens versus the Carolina Hurricanes, Game 1. Let's get into this cap. Follow Wager Detective on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I love all my fans out there. Let's get into this. The Montreal Canadiens, okay, this year, in the history, NHL teams, the game after Game 7, the Canadiens are 17-9 in those games, guys. 17-9. So something to keep in mind there. Now, another stat that Wager Detective found. Since 2000, teams coming off a 7-game victory hold an 8-1 series record against opponents who are coming off a series sweep. Okay? Usually that means the team that wins Game 1 is probably going to have a better chance. You can see where I'm kind of leaning so far in this game. Now, the Carolina Hurricanes hold an all-time playoff Game 1 series record of 13-14 across franchise history. Okay? Something to keep in mind there. The Montreal Canadiens have an all-time playoff Game 1 record of 76-51. A .598 record there. During the 25-26 season, the Carolina Hurricanes posted a 29-19-6 record against teams that qualified for the Stanley Cup. So, pretty interesting there. Something to keep in mind in there when you're talking about this matchup, which I think is going to be fantastic. I think this is going to be a great series. I think there's a lot of promise with these teams for both of them. I mean, you're looking at two franchises that one has a lot of history on their side and one is trying to get that first Stanley Cup. We know the Carolina Hurricanes just very, very tough. So now when we look at, let's take a look here at what we got here. Where are we at here? Okay, the Carolina Hurricanes scoring by the period. Pretty interesting. I mean, it's a mixed bag with this team when you talk about them. Overall, this year, shot by period, it's very close. 712 to 703 in the first period. If you see anything that stands out with the Canadiens in the scoring by period, they've scored 98 goals in the second period to 91 for their opponent. And on the road, a very wide gap in what they do in the second period. They outscored their opponents 52-41 in the second period in their games this year. So something to keep in mind there. We look at this team and what we're looking at here, guys. The Canadiens are coming off an absolutely fantastic series, a Game 7 series, and we said teams that win that Game 7 series going into that next series against a team that just swept their previous series. 8-1, guys, for the team that won that Game 7. Now, if we look at Carolina led by their captain Suzuki here, and they're just having a fantastic year, man. Listen, at the end of the day, you can't take nothing away from them. They were 48-24 on the year, okay? 106 points. They were third in the NHL Atlantic Division. And they're coming off two impressive series against the Lightning and the Sabres, 2 Game 7s. I got to think that they know coming into this, how many Game 7s are you going to win? You know, I just think that they're just a more powerful team when you look at them. I mean, you look at the points at the top of the list. You got Suzuki, Caulfield, and Hudson, 101, 88, and 78 points respectively. Just a fantastic bunch there, and they can assist too. You got Lane Hudson that during the regular season had 66 assists. Suzuki had 72. They're not going against any slouches here. I'll give you that. Now the Canadiens, when this year they were 32-10-4 when they scored first. They were 18-5 on the road this year when they scored the first goal. Something to keep in mind in this game. When their opponents scored first, they were still 16-14-6. So it shows their resiliency. Even if they get down, I'm confident in this team. I think they just have a lot of talent. And I think it's something to behold when you're talking about a team that just got momentum against a team that's coming off 2 sweeps against Philadelphia and Ottawa guys. I am not impressed with that one single bit. Montreal probably could have swept either one of those teams. Let's just face it. And for what it's worth, they probably should have gotten the Sabres out of there in 6. Lightning are not a bad team. I just don't think Vasilevsky has it anymore. I think his better years are done. And now there's a lot of great things to say about the Canadiens. I mean, this is not going to be a one-sided cap. I mean, if you look at this Canadiens team, they're fantastic as well, man. Let's take a look here, the notes that I got on them. See what we got here. See what we're looking at here with the Canadiens. I mean the Carolina. Carolina's a tough team, man. Make no mistake about it. And Freddie Anderson's going to be in net tonight. He ain't no joke. I mean, you got guys like this. Sebastian Aho, 80 points. Now, we just said Suzuki's got 101. Your top point guy, Sebastian Aho. The thing about Carolina is they like playing these plodding games where they're not trying to just skate up and down the ice, especially with a team like this that's going to be moving the puck at the speed of light, bro. Something about them, I like this Canadiens team. But they're led by Aho. They're Nikolaj Ehlers, another guy, 71 points. They got guys. Make no mistake about it. They got guys over there. They have experience. They've been here before. Aho leading the way, Shevchenkov with 31 goals. You got Seth Jarvis with 32 goals. And then Sebastian Aho is kind of that guy that gets it done on both ends. He's got the goals, 27 goals, 53 assists. He leads the team there. And then you got Nikolaj Ehlers with 45 assists and 26 goals. So you got guys there. And then you got a guy like Andrei Shetkov. He's got 31 goals and 39 assists. So they got a bunch of guys over there. They can absolutely get it done. And if you're looking for a shorthand goal, Seth Jarvis does have 4 on the year. And then game-winning goals, they got a bevy of guys. They strike the back of that net when it's a game-winning goal time. I mean, Aho's got 4. Seth Jarvis has got 7. Nikolaj Ehlers has 6. They have guys over there, and they're going to have a guy in net tonight. When I looked at this guy and I said, wow, this guy is really impressive. Now, he didn't have a major good year this year, but the goalie, Frederick Anderson, Fred X, Fred Zilla, Steady Freddy. The guy is fantastic, man. I mean, the guy is absolutely fantastic. In the playoffs, let's see if we could bring this up here. I was pretty much taken back by this because I think it's just an impressive stat line. If I could find it here. Where are we at here? Okay, here we go. So, Freddie Anderson, 56 and 37 in the playoffs. And that's coming off the 2 sweeps against Ottawa and Philadelphia, but I can't look at those teams and compare them to the Montreal Canadiens. I can't compare them to this Canadiens team. I don't know what it is. I just sense and I pick up on things. We know the Canadiens had this long layoff. We know that Montreal, historically, man, they just have a formula. Now, coming off of Game 7, yeah, but you still had 2 days off in between. Hopefully they didn't celebrate too hard. So, Freddie Anderson in his last, let's take a look at this, 5, 10, 15, 20. In his last 20 playoff games, he only has 3 losses. Freddie Anderson, 4 losses, excuse me. Freddie Anderson in his last 20 playoff games is 16 and 4 against the likes of the Washington Capitals, the Florida Panthers, the Ottawa, and the Philadelphia series. But during the regular season, he didn't really have a year that, you're going to look at and say, I think he was 16 and 14 on the year. Yeah, Freddie Anderson, 16 and 14 on the year, 107 goals against, 3.05 goals against average during the year. But when it comes to the big lights, the bright lights, he's gotten it done. I'm just not sold on the fact that you beat Philadelphia and you beat Ottawa. I'm just not. This Montreal team has got something special. They got snipers. They can be down by 2 goals, guys, and I encourage it. If they get down 2 goals tonight, go bet them, because I'm telling you, there's something magical about this team. Now, when we get to Carolina, 36-10 overall this year when they were scoring first, 17-5 at home scoring first this year. When their opponents scored first, they still had a great record. 17-12 and 4 when their opponents scored first this year for the Carolina Hurricanes. And at home this year, when their opponents scored first, they were 12-5 and 2. So a pretty solid stat line there for this Carolina Hurricanes team. Now, when you look at them, scoring by period, they jump on teams. Overall, they've outscored opponents in the first period 97-64. I mean, that's crazy. They score at home, they've outscored opponents 51-36 in the first period. I mean, across the board, they dominate teams in that first period. Now, in the second period, overall, 80 goals to 80 goals for their opponents during the regular season. In the second period at home, 43-37 goals for their opponents. And then on the road, it gets a little more skewed. In the second period, they get outscored during the regular season, 37-43. But they're pretty much dominant across the board. I mean, when you look at it, they just have what it takes now. I know I said I wanted to take the Canadiens. I'm looking at some of these stats by Freddie Anderson. And guys, the guy is just amazing. I just think the layoff is going to hurt in this game one. I think the Canadiens have way more scoring ability than Carolina. And we know more than anything else that Carolina has always found a way to just not get it done when it matters most. They look good during the regular season, and they just don't get it done. Now, if we look at, on the other side, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Jacob Dobis. Okay, 6'4", 215, 24-year-old, all right, Czech Republic, 5th round draft out of 136 overall. Amateur teams played for Ohio State. He does have a 36-14-7 overall record. He was 29-10 this year. Are we just gonna gloss over that, guys? Are we just gonna glaze that? Are we gonna glaze that and not pay attention to that? Okay, a 90% save percentage. Okay, 2.78 goals against this year. I mean, guys, let's give credit where credit's due here, man. The kid has shown the ability to get the job done. It's what he does. Now, if we look at what he's done in the playoffs, he's only 9-8 in his early career in playoff games, right? He's 9-8, and if we isolate it to the Buffalo series, he was 4-3 in net there. He had some games in that series where he gave up numerous goals, but I believe Buffalo is just more of a scoring team than even the Carolina. Carolina historically, dude, I've watched hockey. I mean, it's not like I'm entrenched in hockey, and I should be, and I will be going forward. You know, but I when it comes to the playoffs and it comes to big games, I just get a sense of what's going on, and I just feel as though he did give up some big. I mean, look, he gave up 6 goals in that game, in that home game versus Buffalo. And on the road in the playoffs, 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 5-3. He's 6-3 in his career, Dobish, on the road when he starts in net on the road. So, guys, you can't sit there and say that this team can't go into Carolina and steal game one. I think you're getting tremendous, and I do mean tremendous value at plus 164, 168 in some places. People are going to pound that money line. They're going to add that money line across the board. Carolina can't be beat, and I'm getting big time money, plus money for a team that they do good after game 7s in that next game. What did we say in the beginning of this recording? There's 17. Let's go back to that. Let's go back. Let's talk about that. Let's take a gander at what we said here in the history for this team. All right, there's 7 They're 17-9 the game after a Game 7 in that next game. Guys, are you kidding me? I mean, that's history speaking volumes. Freddie Anderson, he's playing great in the playoffs. They can't be beat. They're 8-0 in their last 8. We've seen this story many times. Didn't we see this in the Spurs series when they played the Oklahoma City Thunder? The Thunder were just running through teams. What did the Spurs come out and do? This game is going to be tight enough where it's worth taking a chance. It could go to overtime. Listen, if you want to look at that, maybe that might be something you want to sprinkle along the lines there, because I think this game's going to be sticky close. I think Jacob Dovish has what it takes. Freddie Anderson, again, he's played good in the playoffs. I mean, the guy is 8-0 in his last 8, 16-4 in his last 20 playoff games with Carolina. He's just, I mean, the guy's a monster. But if you look at him during the regular season, he didn't, 16-14? 16-14 against a guy, like we just said, this kid, Dobish, had a pretty decent year this year. It's not like he had a bad year, man. He came out and got what he needed to get done on a consistent basis. So if I'm looking at this game, man, I got to say that Wager Detective he's going to have to bet in some form or fashion. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the lines here. See if we can't dig for anything in there. I just think Montreal just has more snipers. They can never be out of the game. They could be down 3-0. They're not going to be out of the game. They just move the puck too well. Now, Dobish is going to have to be super good in this game. Like, he's going to need some big saves for him to. Now, if you see here, the Hurricanes minus 205. You're getting the Canadiens. I think even at plus 1.5, I think this game can go to overtime, man. I got to put that out there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me for calling an overtime possibility. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Will there be overtime? Look at that. Plus 300. You're getting 3-1 on a possibility. And we did say Anderson against the Canadiens, he's got a 3 goals against game average. You know, and we said that Dobish 6-3 on the road in his young playoff career. The Czech 6-3 in the road in the playoffs. Now you match that against a team, like I said, they're coming off. I think the big theme here, and I think a couple great cappers out there called it. A couple shows that that I seen today, and it made sense, right? Because Wager Detective is not above letting people know that there's other people out there that have good minds, and I think we could narrow it down to who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to put that out there because, again, with certain people, you try to incorporate them and you try to show them love, and they just act like they don't see what you're doing. So they're not going to get any level in this channel, and that's the way it'll be. That's who I am. But they did point out a couple good things where they said, the time off. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, it's true. I mean, it's just something you can't ignore. I'm not above putting something that somebody else said in their cap into mine. And listen, at the end of the day, that everybody knows that. It's not something that's just, I'm putting out there with, it was just a reminder, and it makes sense when you think about it. So you had all that time off in between series. Montreal off 2 Game 7s. They lost the first game of the last series. I think they're going to come out and know that they have to get one of these games here. Now, is it going to be this one or is it going to be Game 2? I think there's no better time to strike, catch a team that hasn't been playing, catch them off guard. Go up 2-0, go up 3-0. Because if they go up 3-0, trust me when I tell you, if they go up 2 goals in this game, there will be no comeback for Carolina. They're just not made that way. They just don't have that firepower that the Montreal Canadiens do. They're just fantastic. They're really, I just like this team. I like this team. Something about them. I think they're going to win it all. I think they're going to win a couple. I think they're going to beat the Vegas Knights in the finals. But you can't tell me that they can't win tonight at that big plus money that you're getting, staring you in the eyes. All people know is Carolina, they just won 2 series back-to-back. But when you factor in the fact it was against Philadelphia and Ottawa, I am not impressed at all. And listen, by the way, they should have won. Flyers could have won easily. Should have, could have. They don't. It doesn't. Close doesn't come. In those situations, horseshoes and hand grenades. It just doesn't. It doesn't add up. But Philly had a couple opportunities to win 2 of those games and make that a series, and they just didn't do it. Montreal has that firepower. So Wager Detective is going to call this, sprinkle the overtime, take the +1.5, and then take that money line. Spread it out, get your math out, do the math so you're coming away with something. You're not over leveraged, but I think the Canadiens get it done here. So that's going to be Wager Detective's call, +172 on the money line. This is Wager Detective reporting live from Atlantic City. I'm going to head to the sports book right now. I got a couple Yinglings, and I'm gonna tap into in a brief bit. And guys, follow Wager Detective. We're just getting started. I think as these playoffs go on, I'm going to really put together something better formatted for listeners to be able to listen to and get better at this. I'm just starting out doing this, and I'm just, bear with me. Thank you for watching. Wager Detective loves all his fans. I'll talk to you soon. Go Canadiens. Go Habs. Canadiens. Let's go. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to follow Wager Detective on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And more than anything, guys, I love all my fans out there. I'll talk to you soon. Let's go Canadiens.